Hey everybody, Joanna here. Today I'm going to give you an update on all my plants I have growing in my house and what I'm doing out in the garden. So let me go ahead and take you around. If you've seen my videos in the past about my grow space, as you can see, everything's doing really well. I spent this week up potting all of my tomatoes. I have a few more. I'm waiting on some more pots to be delivered. But I'm really excited. These are all doing so well. And yeah, so very excited of how everyone is doing. These cucumbers are doing great. And there's these two in the back that are getting the most sun. They are looking fantastic. Those are some peppers. You see these peppers are doing really well too. So in the next week or two, I will be starting to harden these off outside and selling them in about a month. So I totally ran out of room once I started up potting all of these. So these are literally all over my house. My husband asked me how long our house is going to look like a garden. And I promised him not too much longer. And I had to even take stuff off my china cabinet and put them up here. So what I have up here are some of the cherry tomatoes and peppers that just didn't come up. And so I repotted those. They're on heat mats. They're out in a little bit sunnier area with a little more airflow. And so I'm hoping that these will start coming up. And then I did some marigold and zinnia mix that I will sell at the plant sale. And then here's my leftover, my last little bit of tomatoes that didn't fit in all the other places. As you can see, it's a little crazy in my house right now. I promised my husband in a month, hopefully this will all be sold or put it in my own garden. But I'm very pleased with how well everything is going, how well the plants are doing. Everything's looking really strong. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what I have hardening off outside, and then I'll take you around in the garden to see what I've done so far. So out here I've started hardening off my herbs. A lot of these will do well in the cold anyways, especially the cilantro. So I went ahead and started hardening these off first, because if I do go ahead and plant them in the garden, they will do okay with a little bit of frost. So basically hardening off, you just leave them outside for a couple hours each day. You continue to build it up. I've actually left it out here in the shade so they're not getting a ton of sun. And then I will move probably tomorrow or the next day more into the sun. And that just keeps them alive and strong and doesn't fry them or shock them. So earlier this week, I hardened off last week, I should say, all of my lettuces, kales, and spinaches. And then this past week I've been hardening them off, and then yesterday I went ahead and put them in the pots that I'm going to sell them in, and they are doing really, really well. I'm really excited. That spinach right there. Hear the geese. They must have been out by the pond, but these are all doing really, really well. And I'm very happy and excited to see that. So in about 3 weeks, these should be ready to actually start eating off of. This is what I'm keeping for myself. I took one of each, and they're struggling a little bit more. I took the ones that weren't quite as healthy, and hopefully that they will come back to life. And keeping those ones for myself. But that's what the planter should look like. Here I transplanted some chamomile that I had winter sown. And I'll show you that in a minute. But I went ahead and transplanted that yesterday. It was getting pretty thick in its box. You can see my radishes are all doing really well. And they're starting to come up. I have some beets and some carrots. So this is all, the radishes are doing fantastic, but everything else is starting to pop up now. Here's more chamomile from that winter sown jug. I spread it out in 3 different places because there was just so much in that one jug. And there's some more of those lettuces for myself. I'm hoping will bounce back. My blueberry bush is doing pretty good. You can see little sprouts. I'm hoping we get blueberries this year. But here's my winter sown jugs. I opened up a ton of them to give them more light and more air. And they are just doing really, really well. I'm really excited to actually be able to start planting these. I'm about 2 to 3 weeks away from my last frost date, so I still need to hold off on that. And then I do have a couple that I'm still waiting on them to sprout, but most of them are doing good. And then I have one last spot to show you, and it's just more lettuce. I actually planted my cabbage in the ground along this lane so that if they want to get nice and big, they hopefully will. This is my first time ever planting cabbage, so I have no idea how that will turn out. But this is my other lettuce box, and it already looks a little iffy. Again, I'm just hoping to give them a better chance, and hopefully they'll come back. So we'll see. I'm hoping this will be just filled with a bunch of different lettuces. So that's my update for right now of everything that I started inside. Like I said, the cold winter stuff, not winter, the cold hardy stuff is outside now, or getting ready to be outside. In the next week or 2, I'll start hardening off the warmer stuff. And in about a month, hopefully my garden will be planted. Plants that are to be sold will be sold, and I'm really excited to see how this journey has gone. I'm pretty pleased. I like the grow room. The way I did that. I do want a greenhouse because it has filled up my entire house, and I think a greenhouse would definitely help get it out of the house, and I think it would help them be stronger. Definitely putting them by that window was key for them getting more light and airflow. But my winter sown jugs did really good as well. I think that's a great option to start plants. And yeah, so I'm really pleased with all the different ways I started this year and what's come up and what's happening. And I'm very excited to see this garden in like 2 months as I start harvesting. It's going to be really exciting. So thank you all so much for watching today. I hope that you guys are excited to start your own plants. If you have started your plants, you are encouraged, and that you just gain something, some encouragement, something from watching my process from beginning to end. And I look forward to showing these harvests in the next few months as it comes to fruition. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. So I know I said last spot. Forgot about this actual last spot. So I'm going to turn it around. So here's my garlic, which is actually doing really, really well. There is one back there that died off, but the rest of them are doing really good. And then here's the last spot that I put chamomile. This is a lavender sprout. Back here is celery sprout. I'm really not sure how well those are gonna do, but I'm hoping they survive. And then back here is onion. My 2-year-old came back with me last night, and she totally just dug her hands in there and was trying to feed it to the goats. You can see the dirt over there. So there are a few in here. I'm just not sure how they're gonna do. Same with this one. It looks like that one's okay. These onions might be okay. And this one she didn't get to yet. So I'm hopeful. There's one there, and one back there, and there. Oh, and right there. So hopefully those onions are okay. Had to have that discussion with my 2-year-old that we don't play in the garden areas. We don't play with that dirt. Hi, Jana. Jana, you want to say goodbye to everybody? Say thanks for watching.